Dear professors, I am Tang Yangyang, and the title of my paper is Research on the Evaluation Criteria of Ethnic Traditional Sports Courses in Guangxi colleges and universities under the perspective of curricular civics. And I am very grateful to the conference team for giving me this opportunity to attend this conference. In the following, I will present my paper from 6 aspects. First, the introduction of the concept of curricular thinking and politics. The educational concept of curricular thinking and politics is traced back to the National Conference on Ideological and Political Work in Colleges and Universities in China in 2016, and the document Opinions on strengthening and improving ideological and political work in colleges and universities under new situation, issued by the CPC Central Committee and State Council 2020. The Ministry of Education issued the guideline for the construction of curricular civic and political science in higher education, and overall curricular civics education in Chinese universities has entered a new era. The concept of cultivating highly quality all-rounded people around the curricular thinking politics has been deeply penetrated into the education of professional talents in colleges and universities. Second, problem statement. First of all, the traditional education concept of physical education makes it difficult to carry out the thinking politics of physical education curriculum. However, traditionally, teachers in colleges and universities technology transfer and skill training as a core goal of classroom teaching, ignoring the ideological and political education function undertaken by classroom teaching. Secondly, teachers lack the consciousness and motivation to educate students. The weak awareness of physical education teachers in educating students and the lack of intrinsic motivation in educating students have largely affected the practical effect of the civic government of physical education curricula. On the other hand, besides the Ministry of Education and local education departments to strengthen the guidance, universities should also strengthen the organizational leadership and concrete implementation of the thinking politics of physical education courses. Third, the research objectives. First, to determine the evaluation indexes of the national traditional sports courses civic governments. Second, determine the weight coefficients of evaluation indexes and quantify them. Third, to determine whether the change of educational evaluation can promote the development of the traditional ethnic physical education curricular thinking politics with teaching practice. Fourth, literature review. Argue that some university physical education teachers habitually believe that teaching sports technical skills and improving physical fitness of college students are the core of their work. To deeply understand the fundamental task of establishing moral education, have a weak awareness of educating people, and have insufficient intrinsic motivation to educate people, which naturally makes it difficult to perform the function of educating people and largely affects the practical effect of thinking politics in physical education courses. According to Chen Zhanyou, The evaluation of the national sports curriculum thought politics had not been paid enough attention to the lack of approach through the evaluation index system. Fifth, research method. In this study, teachers and students in Guangxi College of Finance and Economics, Guangxi University for Nationalities, Guangxi Normal University, and Guangxi Science and Technology Teachers College were selected as the research subjects, and questionnaires and interviews were conducted through questionnaires and interviews with students participating in the ethnic traditional sports courses, and interviews were conducted with teachers of ethnic traditional sports in the above schools using the interview method. A total of 200 students' questionnaires were collected, and 3 teachers were interviewed in this study. 6. Results. The results of this thesis are expected to show a positive trend. Therefore, the hypotheses are as follows. First, the evaluation criteria of Guangxi ethnic traditional physical education courses mainly focus on the acquisition of motor skills, while the educational functions of ethnic traditional physical education in terms of ideology, culture, and history are seriously neglected. Second, the lack of standardized evaluation standards for ethnic traditional physical education courses in Guangxi leads to inconsistent grading and assessment practices among different teachers. Third, the current evaluation standards of Guangxi's ethnic traditional physical education curriculum do not effectively measure students' overall development of traditional physical education knowledge, physical education core literacy, skills, and appreciation, resulting in limited students' spiritual acquisition, ability acquisition, and cultural acquisition among ethnic traditional physical education courses. Seventh, discussion. First, the evaluation of Guangxi's ethnic traditional physical education curriculum should adopt a holistic approach that includes not only technical skills and physical performance, but also sportsmanship, cultural literacy, and historical knowledge by incorporating assessment criteria that measure students' skills, culture, and historical knowledge related to ethnic traditional sports and the unity, mutual aid, and collaboration embedded in sports. The curriculum can better achieve its educational goals and promote a deeper connection between students and their cultural roots. Second, to ensure fairness and consistency in scoring and assessment practices, it is important to establish standardized educational evaluation criteria for the Guangxi traditional ethnic sports curriculum that are developed in collaboration with experts in the field, and that take into account the deeper educational significance of traditional ethnic sports. Standardization will help students, teachers, and administrators have a clear understanding of expectations and facilitate more accurate and reliable evaluations of students' performance. Finally, in addition to traditional quantitative assessment methods such as tests and performance measures, there is a need to include qualitative assessment methods when evaluating ethnic traditional sports programs. qualitative methods such as observation, reflection, and self-assessment can provide valuable insight into students' participation, attitudes, and personal growth in traditional sports. By combining quantitative and qualitative assessment methods, a more comprehensive and meaningful assessment of student progress and development in traditional sport can be made. Eighth, conclusion. In conclusion, the study of the evaluation criteria of Guangxi's traditional ethnic sports curricula from the perspective of critical thinking and politics will give new impetus to the practice of curriculum, thinking and politics. In traditional ethnic sports curricula, the above is a brief introduction of my thesis. Please criticize and correct me.